The bull market is on its way, and we can't let altcoins fly to the moon without us. But for this, we need to understand all the narratives of the upcoming bull market. We should also be aware of all the trends. This way we can choose the right altcoins that'll grow 20, maybe 30 times. Bitcoin is near its all-time highs, which means that they started to gradually move liquidity from Bitcoin into altcoins, and the alt season is gonna start in a few months. Let me show you the sectors in crypto that'll definitely become a narrative in the bull market, and therefore their tokens will show a huge growth. Crypto market is divided into sectors, and here are the main ones: Layer 1, Layer 2, Layer 3, SocialFi, NFT, GameFi, Mini App, Telegram, DEX, Memecoin. So in this video I'm gonna explain some of them. Let's start with Layer 1. From this sector I expect at least 20x growth. Among the Layer 1 leaders are Sui and Aptos. These are very similar projects, and they are not much different from each other. Each of them has raised hundreds of millions of dollars in investments from top funds. But the most important thing is the capitalization of a project. Initially Aptos had higher capitalization, but now it turns out that the full capitalization of Sui is a bit higher, because of the recent token unlock equal to 50% of the market capitalization. I expect each of these projects to grow at least 20 times, but there's a way to earn more by rebalancing these two assets. For example, when one of them grows higher than the second one and vice versa. Now I'll show you how I did that this spring. It should be understood that these projects have similar tokenomics, and after some simple calculations, it turns out that one Aptos token should be worth one Sui. But it happens that the ratio changes. On February 28th, the Sui price was $1.7. However, the price of Aptos was $12.21. And I informed my Telegram subscribers, the link to my Telegram will be in the description by the way, that Aptos will go up and Sui will remain the same values. So it turned out that I very accurately predicted the growth values of Aptos. It grew almost twice by March 25th. While Sui was on a sideways trend showing no growth at all. Want to ask me how I made money on that? Imagine you have $10,000 and you bought Aptos and Sui for $5,000 each. Because they're projects with the same potential, and we see that Aptos grew 15 times and Sui made only 10x gain, and then we rebalance our money into Sui. And after Sui made only 17x gain, it turns out that we earn not the average $160,000 on these two coins, but $216,000, and all this due to rebalancing. At the moment, Sui is still not cheap, but Aptos can already be considered for buying, as $8 is a pretty good entry point. But the market can still go into correction. That's why you should split the allocated amount for Aptos into 4 equal parts, and buy Aptos every month for the next 4 months. This way you're gonna get the best average purchase price. And I'm waiting for Sui to drop to $0.7 at least in order to buy a significant percentage of the portfolio. I plan to have 50-50 in terms of the ratio between the assets, as it's impossible to predict which project will show bigger growth. Also, the third giant among Layer 1 projects will be released very soon. I'm talking about Monad project, which has attracted $244 million in investments from top funds. I also plan to add it to my portfolio, but so far there's no ecosystem around Monad. There's only Elixir project in which you can add Ethereum or USDC, and a huge airdrop will be conducted there as it's the only protocol in Monad, and Elixir has raised $17 million. For Monad to take the leading positions, it needs to give out some money as it was with Aptos and Arbitrum's airdrops. So I advise that you not miss this chance. The link to Elixir will be in the description, and you can also watch a detailed video about the project. Also, if Monad conducts airdrop just for staking, then 99% will accrue for staking Wormhole token. So if you hold the token, I recommend sending it to staking. If you liked the video, give it a like, it really helps me with the YouTube algorithms. Now let's talk about meme tokens and GameFi projects, from which I expect from 30 to 50x pump. But in order to make money on this sector in a bull market, you need to understand how the bull market itself works. First, they pump up Bitcoin. As you can see, this thing is happening right now. Then Ethereum updates its historical highs. After that, liquidity goes to heavy altcoins such as Solana, XRP, AVAX, and DOT. Then to altcoins with medium capitalization such as Arbitrum, Sui, HBAR, Starknet. After that, liquidity moves to small capitalization projects, and at this point the meme coins start to skyrocket to the moon, as well as GameFi projects. Since the bull market is not expected in a couple of weeks, it makes no sense to buy meme coins or GameFi as they can still severely drop. And famous GameFi projects doesn't have a product yet, and therefore it's still difficult to give predictions. And it's just stupid to buy without proper analysis, therefore I would take my time with those sectors. Now let's move on to DEXs, from which I expect from 15 to 20x gain and also huge rewards from airdrops. Top projects at the moment are Jupiter and Aevo. Jupiter has become a leader among DEX thanks to its very generous airdrop, and due to this, it has one of the largest trading volumes among all DEXs. If we look at the chart, we'll see that the project was launched in early February and for a month traded in a narrow range where large players bought back the tokens that were distributed during the airdrop. And we must remember there was a huge airdrop and people received thousands of dollars for just a couple of clicks. But at the same time, they allocated 40% of tokens to airdrops, and during the first airdrop they spent only 10%. Later I'll show you what you need to do to guarantee yourself the second drop. Let's get back to the chart. After a month of buying out tokens, the market makers sent the price up 3 times to $1.5. But after that, Jupiter coin dropped together with the whole market, and in the last 2 months, we see that the price was moving in a sideways trend in a range of $0.95–$1.25. And it may seem that the price correction was weak by only 40% from the highs, and that the token is expensive and its price is twice as higher than it was in February. And on the one hand, it's true, but we must take into account that the capitalization of the project is large, and it's a common form of manipulation when after a listing, large players buy the token and then send the price up, and in our case it happened just like that. It should be understood that if the market continues to fall, it's unlikely that the token's price will go back to $0.5 because big players bought out the tokens and sent the price up not for this. The best option is to use 20% of the allocated money to buy the coin at current prices, and then for the next 4 months, just buy it every month, and this way you'll get the best average purchase price. And also, we're not gonna just hold our tokens, but we will send them to staking, and for doing so, we're gonna have high chances to get an airdrop. The link to all projects can be found in the description. To get the drop, we need to do swap on the exchange. I advise to do from 25 times, but you don't have to do it within a minute. Also, the volume is important. I recommend doing swap from $100. And thirdly, we need to send Jupiter tokens to staking. Go to the governance section and add our tokens to staking. Don't forget that they're blocked for a month. For this, we get voting power, and it's important to participate in the voting. They're held every couple of weeks. And also, I advise that you make a little volume in trading and leave at least $13 in Jupiter tokens on your wallet, as it will definitely be one of the criteria for getting an airdrop. So, in order to make volumes in trading, you can open a long position here and open a short position on Aevo, and then we'll have no losses except for gas fees. And also, we'll get an airdrop from Aevo. The next token is Aevo, which has tier 1 funds among the investors such as Binance Labs, Paradigm, Coinbase, and Dragonfly. The most important thing is that its capitalization is 10 times less than Jupiter's capitalization. If we look at the chart, we can see that the listing price was $1. And after that, the token traded in a range of $2.3–$3.2. And then the token dropped by more than 75%. It should be noted that the project have almost all tokens unlocked. If we look at the current profit of the funds, we see that those who invested in the A round have only 6x gain. And for venture capitalists, this is pennies. It should also be noted that the token is now trading below the listing price. And therefore, it'd be smart to buy Aevo token now, just to use 40% of your allocated funds to buy it right now, and for the next 4 months, use 15% for buying every month. I expect the token to go up in a bull market up to at least $17, which is 20 times higher than the current values. Write in the comments which altcoins you think will show growth this month, and thanks for watching, I hope this video was helpful.